Is this a copperhead or is this a cottonmouth? We're going to take a look at some more natural variations of the eastern copperhead today. And this one's from Kentucky, so you tell me, is this a copperhead or is this a cottonmouth? You think it's a cottonmouth because of the dark colors, the spots in the pattern? And we're going to take a look at some of these variations on Reddit, on Facebook, possibly on iNaturalist. Here's another one from Kentucky, and I'll check out this. This is an eastern copperhead from Kentucky. And that's a really dark one. That's, wow. But look at that contrasting head. I mean, that is a copperhead. You might be tempted to call it a cottonmouth, but with that head, I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is just a naturally occurring variation. Not all copperheads look exactly the same. And here's another one from Tennessee that was posted on Facebook in the Tennessee Snake Identification and Education page. And undoubtedly, the comment section is full of wrong IDs. This is not a cottonmouth. This is a copperhead, a naturally occurring variation of the copperhead. A lot of spotting in this one, as many of them in Tennessee have. And here's one from Maryland. Again, naturally occurring variation, very dark. But that coppery head is unmistakable. And here's a nice looking specimen from Pennsylvania, on the darker side as well. Very minimal spotting in this one, kind of faint spots, but another dark variation of the copperhead that some people will call a cottonmouth. Even though there are no cottonmouths in Pennsylvania, they will still insist that this is a cottonmouth. Now here's an actual cottonmouth with that very dark postocular stripe, that dark mask that people love to talk about, the Zorro mask. And then those irregular bands with jagged or pixelated edges. This one is a cottonmouth. Now some people are tempted to call this a hybrid. Just because it's dark doesn't mean it's a hybrid, folks. Cottonmouths and copperheads produce hybrids in captivity. There are plenty in captivity, but in the wild, none have been documented. This is just a very dark variant of the copperhead, not a hybrid. And here's yet another very dark copperhead from West Virginia. Very dark. You can barely make out the pattern on this guy. But again, look at the head. There's no dark postocular stripe, that mask that a cottonmouth has. This guy doesn't have it. Why? Because it's a copperhead, not a hybrid. Even Georgia has some dark copperheads. And a lot of these dark copperheads tend to occur in like the Piedmont or mountainous regions of places like Georgia, the Carolinas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. Those areas produce a lot of these dark copperheads. And here's a more typical looking copperhead that most of us are familiar with. You know, we always see these types of photos online when people talk about copperheads. Those bold coppery tones. So my whole point of this video is to drive home the fact that copperheads have a ton of variations across their range. They don't all look like this one. So when you see one of these dark copperheads posted in one of the ID groups, now you'll know. You'll understand. And pay attention to the range, to pay attention to the location of the snake. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for following me. And please share this reel, this educational reel about the natural variations of the eastern copperhead.